dreaded sound of my alarm wakes me up. If it wasn't for the fact that it was my phone, I would have thrown it against the wall years ago. With a long, tight sigh, I forced myself up and stretched before getting into my morning routine. I swear Friday mornings drag on too bloody long, but hey, I'm here now! As usual, I check my timetable for today's classes. For fuck's sake. So I remind myself that my first class today is with Miss Kurosawa. If there's a hell, I'm certain that it would be preferable to his classes. Grumbling all the way with dread, I make my way into school. As I reach the door to the classroom, a familiar face catches my eye. Yuri? Yuri gasps in surprise as her eyes look to mine. She catches her chest to ease her breathing. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. You didn't scare me, Jasmine. I just didn't expect to see you here this early. Note to self, try not to scare anyone else. A brief moment of silence then follows before I try spark some form of conversation. How are you finding Kurosawa's classes? Frustrating, if I must be honest. My grades might be good, but I just wish the classes were easier to digest. Makes two of us. As I lay with my back against the wall, neither me or Yuri say another word. That is, until Yuri gets next to me. I turn and notice she has the same faint blush on her cheeks from yesterday. You okay? Yes. I was just wondering if we could... She pauses momentarily, but I soon hear her mumble. He's going to think I'm weird. Yuri? I was wondering if we could sit together in class today. I know Kurosawa is strict with most things, but the seating plan ain't one of them. Still, it's not usually something you'd get nervous about asking. So Yuri does like us. But in her case, what's the reason? Or maybe it's just a simple crush, like not really in love. Then again, this is Yuri after all. I know being upfront about this isn't something she's confident with. In a way, it's kinda admirable. Yeah, of course. Yuri beams. Her efforts have paid off. As if on cue, the bell then rings and we head inside. I can't help but notice Yuri seems a little more lively during class. It's nice to see, of course, but I can't shake the feeling that there's more to her excitement than she's letting on. Like, much, much more than she's letting on. The bell finally rings for lunch, and I head out of class and straight for the rooftop. It felt quite relaxing yesterday, so why not? Before I sit down, I catch a glimpse of Monika, causing my heart to beat more steadily as a smile comes over my face. I guess Monika must have heard me as she looks back, smiling and waving back equally as cheerily. Why does this music scare me? Hey, Jasmine! I wave back, smiling back at her. Hey! I go and sit next to her. A faint blush overcomes the pair of us, but Monika seizes the moment and sparks a conversation as we start to eat. So, how's your day been? It's been okay so far. I start, first looking at Monika and then out to the skyline. Kurosawa's class was, well, the usual. And by the usual, I mean a drag like hell. That manages to get a chuckle out of Monika. Anything else? Nothing much, no. How about you? Oh, I'm doing great. Monika follows my gaze to the surrounding cityscape. We remain like this for a few moments. Just the two of us, staring longingly out to the seemingly never-ending space around us. It feels like a tinge romantic, if I'm being honest. Off the corner of my eye, I notice that Monika has inched herself ever so closer to me. My heart aches slowly but surely starts to increase. She then lets out a short, gentle yawn and, to my surprise, rests her head on my shoulder. As much as my instincts tell me to be shocked, it actually feels quite natural. You good? I feel her nod against my shoulder. Yeah, just a bit tired. I playfully nudge her, causing her to giggle gently. Do I have to get you a can of coffee before club? I jokingly taunt her. Sure, it's far from the best. She looks up at me, a little surprised. If you wanna... She seems a little flustered. Again, I was joking initially. However, her reaction would make me feel a bit bad if I didn't. I insist. I speak, feeding confidence in my own words. It's a response that makes us smile either way. The bell then rings, signaling the final third of the school day. Monika breaks herself off my arm and we start heading back down. In a way, I'm thankful that people rarely come up here. If anybody had seen Monika laid on me like that, God, we'd never hear the end of it. Once Monika and I head back down, we walk for a bit as we make our way to class. Some of the students that were near the stairwell did give the pair of us suspicious looks, but not one word was said. Sorry, I'm currently pouring my tea. I can't look. Okay. Thank whichever deity is out there for that. Eventually, we find ourselves outside my IT class, one of the other few classes I actually enjoy. I'll see you at the club, okay? I speak, grabbing the door handle as I do so. See you then! She then goes off to her own class with a noticeable bounce to her step. I then head inside and take my seat. Admittedly, my focus during class is almost non-existent. Monika dominates the most part of my thoughts. I find myself sighing as I get lost in my head. I've really fallen for this girl, haven't I? After the sixth and final class of the day drags to its end, I make my way into the corridor and to the nearest vending machine. 6 classes only? How can you only have 6 classes? We only had we had in the last 2 years we had one day where we had 6 classes. Otherwise it was like always more. Making good on my promise from earlier, I pull out some coins and get 2 cans of coffee. One for myself and one for Monika. I don't drink coffee. After I've put them in my pockets, I start making my way up to the club. It's a mostly silent walk until a voice catches my attention. Jasmine? I turn around and, sure enough, Yuri's standing right there. Wow! Oh, hey, Yuri! You just got out? Yes. Yuri answers quite shyly. No worries. Anyway, I'm just about to head to the club. Up to the club. You wanna walk with, or...? I'd like that, yes. I then make enough space for Yuri to get next to me, and we start to walk up. I do think it's nice that we are also like bonding with the other girls. The walk with Yuri was quiet. Though after how hectic my last class was, it was generally therapeutic. I opened the clubroom door and we both head in, initially going our separate ways before we were stopped by Natsuki. There you two are! I was worried I'd be the only one in today. Natsuki's voice comes off more as a concerned whine. Although that does bring up an important question. Monika's not here yet? Natsuki focuses her attention on me. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm surprised she didn't tell you that she'd be late, Jasmine. Wait, why? Why else would you two have been on the roof earlier? Making out during school? I'm amazed at how confident you are. Whilst Natsuki seems to be reveling in my current embarrassment, Yuri seems quite curious. It's not like we planned to meet up together. Also, where did Nat get the idea that Monty and I were making out? Unless it was those students from the stairwell? I sigh deeply. Natsuki, it was... Oh, it wasn't! What else could... Damn it, Pinkie Pie, it's not like that! My face probably looks like a beat right now. My comment seems to lighten Yuri's mood a bit, with her bursting out into laughter. Natsuki, however, looks like she could rush me and make my nose as red as my cheeks. Or redder. Again, it'd be funny if she wasn't capable of it. She goes to say something, but the door opens. Sorry I'm late. Hope I didn't worry anyone. Natsuki goes to say something, but I quickly interject, pointing my thumb in her direction. Strawberry shortcake over here was worried. As before, Yuri bursts into laughter, now being joined by Monika. Natsuki scowls at me. Either she's pissed or she's burst a blood vessel. Monika, could you please tell your boyfriend to behave himself? Boyfriend? My, I had no idea you were into shipping your fellow club members, Natsuki. After some final frustrated grumbles from Natsuki, both she and Yuri go to their usual activities, whilst Monika and I head to the front desk. From across the room, Natsuki gives us both a playful glare of suspicion. She can be a pain in the ass, but I kinda like that. It's nice having a friend where you can tease each other to kingdom come, but knowing it's just that. Jokes. I wanted to say I'm not that much into it, but it kind of depends on the friend, because there are some friends where I tease very heavily, and some others where I just don't tease because they're just not like into that. Oh god, when I say into that, it sounds kind of weird. I tease those who are into it. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Once Monika sits down, I take one of the cans out of my pocket and place it on the desk. She looks first at the can and then back at me. Jasmine? I told you I would. I smile at her, starting to drink out of my own can. Monika smiles back, but she seems a lot more fidgety than usual. You didn't have to do that, you know. But I wanted to. I mean, I just thought that it'd be... Thank you. Monika breaks to my stammering, and with her voice and a gentle, sincere smile. We remain silent like this for about a minute until Natsuki's shrill voice breaks the spell. For Christ's sake! Get a room, you two! She finally did it. She finally fulfilled her goal. Both our faces flush over with a blush. Though Monika seemed to be a bit deeper than mine. Not being alright with another name-calling contest with her, I flipped Natsuki the bird with a smug grin on my face. Natsuki does the same. Bloody gremlin. I turned back to Monika, smiling through a thick veil of crimson. Sorry about Natsuki. No, it's okay. Just Natsuki being Natsuki, I suppose. There's a moment of silence between us two, aside from a few nervous giggles from Monika as we drink our coffee. For finishing, I take both cans and put them in the bin. Also let Monika know that I'm gonna try get some reading done as I make my way to the bookshelf. I pick up a smaller book, head to a nearby desk, and start to read. Jasmine. Yuri's soft, curious tones break my focus on the book. She takes a seat next to me before she continues, keeping her voice low. I know this probably comes off as me being intrusive, but I'm just kind of curious. Yuri looks over at the front desk. I follow her gaze and see Monika writing. A small smile forms on my face, though it quickly fades as I look back at Yuri. About Monika? I keep my voice as low as hers. She nods. Oh, you too. You know, it doesn't take me too long to click onto what she's trying to ask. As much as I wish that was the case, no, we're not. A bit more awkward silence. I decide to break it. Did you think that we were? To be honest, yes. At least I thought there was something between you both, but I wasn't sure what. Besides, I think that Monika would be quite fortunate. Someone like you felt that way about her, Jasmine. I swear all the blood in my body has migrated to my face by this point. Might as well stay there. Nah, you're being too kind. There's no way she feels like that. I laugh, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't have my suspicions. I don't know, Jasmine. I wouldn't have asked about her if I didn't think there might be something brewing between you two. And I did talk with Monika before first break, and you did come up more than once. But that's all I'll say on that subject. They use a lot of this like squiggly line. I forgot the actual name of it. Yuri giggles softly. Now I'm just left with a few more questions. The fuck did you two talk about? Poem sharing seemed to go by a little quicker today. After I finished with Monika, she called Natsuki and Yuri over to join us. Okay, with the festival being on Monday, I thought it'd be cool to sort out something to entice people to have a look inside. I already know what I want to do. Natsuki's sudden outburst of enthusiasm isn't lost on anyone, especially Monika. Cupcakes will definitely do the trick, but we may need a lot of them for the event, and enough for us so that we can have some afterwards, of course. Can't blame Monika for wanting some just for the club. I honestly think that Nat's baking is some of the best I've ever had. Challenge accepted, Miss President. Besides, making batches ain't nothing new for me. Isn't that right, Yuri? Indeed. You audibly hums as if reminiscing about something rather delicious. Monika then turns to Yuri. No, Yuri. Admittedly, I did kind of struggle thinking of something you could do. But I was talking to Sayori last night and she came up with something that I thought suited you. Oh. Yuri's interest visibly peaks. Well, we both know you adore atmosphere. Maybe we could do something to enhance the mood during the poem recital. Yuri thinks this over for a moment. Thoughtful smile then carves itself onto her lips. That sounds wonderful. She's ecstatic. Again, from what I can tell, it's a rare moment for her. But it's a delight to see nevertheless. Monika then focuses in on me with a nervous smile. No, Jasmine, I couldn't really think of anything you could do. But with Natsuki, you have some hefty tasks. It'd probably go a long way to help either of them out. Is Monika suggesting I spend the weekend with one of my club members? That being said, I've got no idea what Monika's on about doing this weekend. Just out of curiosity, what are you planning to do, Monika? Monika seems a little surprised by my question. Well, I was gonna print out these pamphlets. If I'm being all completely honest with myself, I might be better off helping Monika. I've got no idea what Yuri would be planning for the event. On top of that, I've not baked since I was a kid, and I'd be nowhere near as good as Natsuki either way. Looking back at the three girls, I'd make my decision. I think it'd be best if I helped Monika. Each of the girls' faces tell a different story. Monika seems genuinely surprised. Yuri smiles off to the side. That's not the smiling sprite they use, though. She has a smiling sprite to the side. And Natsuki is... Well, excellent plan! If we don't get any new members after the festival, you and Monika can always make some. That's a valid response to a statement like this. I can't say I didn't expect her to say that. This is Natsuki after all. Judging by expressions, now Monika seems beyond the bewildered. Monika seems beyond bewildered, while Yuri seems oddly mortified. Good Lord, Natsuki! No, it's not like that. Yeah, sure it's not. I roll my eyes. The club is then filled with the awkward silence to end all awkward silences. Thanks, Ned. All the while, Yuri's looking around the room and her expression changes in a way that gives me the impression that she's remembered something. Just out of curiosity, what's Sayori going to be doing? I forgot to ask her. She says that part to herself before muttering something under her breath. If you want, I can always call her and see what she wants to do. You sure she's gonna be okay with that? I mean, there's really only one way to find that out for sure. Sorry, wait a second. As I speak, I retrieve my phone from my pocket and start to dial. Hiya, Jasmine. Hey, Saya. She still sounds a little groggy, but nowhere as bad as yesterday. Can I just put you on Can I just put you on speakerphone?
Yeah?
I then do so and place my phone on the closet nearby desk.
So what's going on?
Well, we're doing some stuff for the festival this weekend, and we've got something for everyone. Except you. Monika's still slightly embarrassed about the whole situation. Wait a second. I'm about to be back! Yeah.
What's everyone else doing again, Monika?
Well, Jasmine and I were gonna print the pamphlets. Natsuki's gonna be baking and Yuri's going to be sweating out some atmospheric enhancements. As Yuri thinks to herself, Monika makes her way to the front desk. To the most front of all the front desks. Natsuki and Yuri eagerly wait for Sayori's response.
I think I've got an idea. You're free on Saturday, Yuri?
I am, yes.
Anything you're planning for it?
Sayori is taking this more seriously than I'm used to. She's full of surprises like that. I was thinking about a banner, maybe.
Maybe we could do that. That could give the banner enough time to dry.
That would be delightful, Sayori, right on Saturday. Yuri smiles to herself. I can gather that her mind is already racing.
And Natsuki?
Yeah?
I think we'll bake the cupcakes on Sunday.
Oh, sorry. I think that's a really sweet idea. Natsuki's eyes sparkle. Hell yeah, we can! That way, the cupcakes will be fresh for the festival. Love your thinking, girl. Let's just pray that Sayori doesn't scoff all the cupcakes before the festival. Who am I kidding? Like, Natsuki will let that happen. I pick my phone up of the table and take it off speaker. You're a lifesaver, Sayo. Naturally relieved that we've all got someone to work with over the weekend.
It's no biggie, Jasmine. Besides, gives you more time with Monty.
My eyes widen. We were not! I'll talk to you later. I grumble with a sigh. Sayori giggles.
Bye!
Chang's up and I go to Monika. Thanks for the save there, Jasmine. I really owe you one. It's nothing. Plus, shouldn't you be thanking Sayori rather than me? Maybe. But still, thank you both for being okay with this. Of course I'm okay with this. I did join the club. It's really the least I can do. Rather than saying anything, Monika smiles sweetly at me. It's a smile that says 1,000 words. What those words are, I don't know. Just wondering, is there anything else planned for today? Not really, no. I'll let Natsuki and Yuri know. You can get packed up if you wanna. Monika's off to tell both girls that they can leave. I'm destroying my table over here. As I'm putting everything back into my bag, I'm thinking to myself. I think to myself, I get to spend Sunday with Monika. Did they say it was Sunday? A second, but maybe I was too spaced out. Oh, didn't see it. Maybe I was too more reading than thinking for a bit. I think it's my feelings towards her making me more anxious. Either that or the fact I never expected that to ever be a reality. Screw it, it's both those reasons. By the time I've made sure my bag is shut, I've noticed that Natsuki and Yuri have already left. As I sling my bag over my shoulder, I notice Monika walking over in my direction. Hey, Jasmine! She smiles sweetly. I smile back. Oh, hey, Monika. You want anything? Well, remember how you wanted to walk home together yesterday? I nod, noting how dumb the idea sounded in hindsight. Honestly, what was I thinking? Like someone I care would. Well, I'm free today! Does the offer still stand? Wait, what? Of course it does! I swear this girl knows how to get a reaction out of me. Although that smile on her face, she seems to be overjoyed by the prospect. Then again, she did say yesterday that if she was free, she'd be up for it. Maybe it's something I could ask Sayori about later. So you ready to go? Ready when you are. With that, we make our way out of the club room, with Monika locking up behind us. The walk back with Monika is quiet at first, but as soon as we've left the campus, our walk becomes a lot more lively. After we talk about the club and the festival for a bit, as you'd expect us to. However, our talk becomes a lot more musical. Looks like that's at least one thing we do have in common. That's not a bad thing either. She sounds incredibly passionate about herself, especially when it comes to the piano. It's not long before we find ourselves outside my house. Honestly, if I knew you were this passionate, I'd have lent you one of my keyboards. You do that? Of course I would. I gotta stop the stupid grin of mine. Besides, not only are you my friend, but you're also clearly passionate, so this is only right for me to help you. Monika looks away for a moment, faintly blushing, but obviously smiling. Her eyes lock back onto mine. You're too kind. It's nothing, really. I chuckle as I brush off her compliment. There's a moment of silence between us. It's almost like the pair of us are trying to find the right words to say. I decide to break the silence. Anyway, I guess I should get going now. I fish my keys out of my pocket as a realization hits me. You're gonna be able to get home from here? Monika giggles cutely. Oh, of course I will. She then points further down the street, with me catching a glimpse of the more well-off part of the street. It's just about a 20 or so minute walk back. In that case, should I give you my number? Of course! We then quickly changed numbers, the whole thing proving less awkward than it played out in my head. Also, would it be okay if we did the printing at your house? I don't actually have a printer at home. I'm cool with that, yeah. I'm astounded with how confident I just sounded. Monika gives me a relieved smile. See you Sunday? I'll text you when I'm home. She smiles as we bid one another goodbye. I retreat back inside and slump my bag on the couch. My heart's racing in anticipation for Monika's visit this weekend. Am I too excited for this? Whether I am or not, I don't really care. Just gotta make sure I'm not too much of a pain in the ass. I come up to the familiar view of my house. Okay, all the way there, I've been humming a little tune to myself. It's a tune I wrote back in the second year. I think I still have the lyrics I wrote for it. Well, the one I finished anyway. I approach the door and open it. Normally I would have locked it, but Mom's got a day off today. Shut the door behind me and may take my shoes off. I call out, Mom, oh. Okay, I knew I was a bit confused there. I come up to the familiar view of my house. All the way there, I've been humming a little tune to myself. It's a tune I wrote back in the second year. I think I still have the lyrics I wrote for it. Well, the ones I finished anyway. I approach the door and open it. Normally I would have unlocked it, but Mom's got a day off today. I shut the door behind me and take my shoes off. I call out, Mom, I'm home! Welcome home, sweetie. I head towards the living room. I sit down on the couch and let my bag slump next to me. I look towards the window. A thoughtful yet happy smile forming across my lips. Usually Sunday is the one day in the week where I can somewhat afford to laze about after a stressful week. It doesn't take Mom long to notice my chipper mood. Oh, hi, Mom. Okay. Smooth, slimmer eyes. Hair. Someone seems happy. Huh? I snap my head back down to Mom's eye level, slightly surprised. You just seemed like you were daydreaming. Haven't seen you doing that for a while now. You get something on your mind? Or somebody, perhaps? My heart skips a beat momentarily. I gently scratch the back of my neck and nervously laugh. It's nothing, really. Just got the festival in my mind. Even the densest person alive would be able to call my bluff. Mom only chuckles. Yes, Mel says otherwise, hon. I look away from Mom and cover my face with my hands, more so to hide the fact that I've started to blush. Mom's always had a habit of reading people's minds. She's right around 85% of the time. And this time certainly counts as part of that 85%. After realizing my reaction is definitely more of a giveaway than anything, I slide my hands down from my face and rest them on my lap. Mom looks at me quizzically. I take a deep breath as my eyes start towards her. You wouldn't happen to remember me ever mentioning someone called Jasmine, would you? God, that sounded so much better in my head. Mom thinks for a moment until something seems to click. I remember him. Well, how much you went on about him last year anyway. Mom laughs playfully at my expense. Sure, I didn't mention him that much. I smirk and roll my eyes. To be honest, I always thought he was your boyfriend. Mom! My face must be ripper than a tomato at this point. Riper. It must be ripper. I breathe to a point where I can think straight again. Anyway, I'm gonna be over to his place on Sunday to sort some stuff out for the festival. Oh, okay. A slight mysterious smirk then forms across her lips. Although, are you really working on festival prep? Or is this just some elaborate scheme to hook up with your secret lover? Damn it, Mom. First Natsuki, now you. I find myself hiding behind my hands again. Relax, Monika, I'm only teasing. I lower my hands so that my eyes are uncovered. I'm not even trying to mask the open smile I've got. Like, I do like him. It's just... I throw my head back in the mix of mild frustration and sheer embarrassment. Christ, why is this so awkward? I look back down to Mom as she gets up and walks towards me. She gently rests a hand on my shoulder. I know I'm probably not the best person to ask for relationship advice. Like, I'm still with your father, for God's sake. Oh. But I do think you should at least ask him. Doesn't have to ask, you know. I mean, not necessarily. For all I know, he could be thinking the same thing. Either that or I need to ease it with the romance novels. I might do. Just gotta find the right time. Just as I say that, I turn as my ears pick up the sound of a car pulling up on the driveway. That can only mean one thing. I look back to Mom and her expression mirrors my own. I grab my bag and speak rather hushed and hurriedly. I'll see you at dinner. Mom nods before I turn and head upstairs. So they made something wrong with her father. And now we have this background. I practically bowled upstairs, only catching a brief glimpse of Dad. If you heard about my plans, I know exactly how he'd react. I would really hate to cancel on Jasmine. Hell, regardless of whether we were taking part in the festival, I'd still go see him. And as soon as I get to my room, I'd take my blazer off and hang it on the back of the door. I then head to my bed and fall back onto it. Exciting reminders towards Sunday. Despite my excitement, I'm admittedly nervous. Who knows what could happen? I could keep quiet and come off as incredibly awkward. I could confess and wreck a friendship I've only just restarted. Yet the more I think of it, the more my doubts start to fade. After all, Jasmine was the one that said he wanted to work with me, just like he did back in second year. Not to mention the way he looks at and how happy he seems when we're together. I smile sheepishly to myself and close my eyes, my mind repeating all the thoughts I've had since I met him. I've decided. When the time is right on Sunday, I'll confess. Whether it feels the same way or not, part of me just wants him to know. I feel my chest tighten. Place my hands gently on my chest and take an audible deep breath. My eyes then shoot open as I hear my phone's message tone go off. I get up from my bed and go to fetch my phone from my blazer pocket. I turn the screen on. Sure enough, it's a text from Jasmine. You can do this, Monika. I said to myself, you can do this. I can do this. It's already Sunday. I wake up early to make sure I have enough time to wash and clean up before Monika gets here. I look at the clock on my phone. It's just gone 5. Definitely got time. I get up and immediately head to the bathroom. The water seems a bit cooler this morning. Over the duration of my shower, my thoughts are dominated with everything that could happen. What's Monika going to be like outside of school? Are we going to make a good team? I ask myself those questions and more over and over again. I also think over my feelings. Should I confess or what? Should I tell? Should I know that's stupid? I grumble aloud to myself. Yeah, it does kind of seem like it'd be a dumb thing to do. But the more I think over it, maybe I could ask. Just fill the dots with my sniffing. I usually wanted to go like soft noises, like but for some reason I instinctively start sniffing now when there are dots. When the time's right, I confirm to myself. After a couple more minutes, I turn the shower off and get out to dry myself. As for clothes, I don't really have much of a selection to go for, so I just pick out some black jeans and a white shirt. I look like I'd be a side character in my own anime, not gonna lie. After making sure my hair doesn't look quite an utter mess, I go down for a quick breakfast. I am down for whatever. I down. Looking for the clock. I notice that it's just past 6 now. I don't remember being in the shower for that long. Regardless of that, I know that I still have a good while before Monika gets here. She said she would be around by 10. I say that's way too early to be up on a Sunday, but I can't really say anything now, can I? We ended up texting more than I thought we would. Obviously, the big topic was the festival. It's honestly pretty cute how prepped for it she is. Aside from that, we ended up gushing over, surprisingly enough. Sorry. I just ripped some of my hair out. And it flicked against the headphones, which my microphone is attached to. Aside from that, we ended up gushing over, surprisingly enough, synthesizers. 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 I never took her as the kind of person to be into the electronic side of things, but I'm sure as hell not complaining. I'm still slightly nervous about her coming over. Who am I kidding? I'm nervous as fuck. Just shy of 4 hours earlier. Later. When he was asleep. The sound of my doorbell catches my attention. I get up and quickly glance at my phone. 9:48 a.m. I make my way to the door and open it. Chose to go with... Okay. Hey, Jasmine! Monika beams at me. Hey, Monika. I smile back at her, trying hard to contain a blush. She looks stunning. I take a minute to compose myself. You coming in? Of course. We moved to the side to give each other. I moved to the side to give Monika enough space to enter. Once inside, Monika makes herself cozy on the couch and sets her bag down next to her. Before I get the printer, do you want anything to drink? You sure? I'm already making you put up with me. It's really the least I can do. You're making it sound like I don't want to be here, Jasmine. Granted, I'm still surprised you want to tell me, but I'm not complaining. She pauses for a moment. Besides, it's not that I'm putting up with you. I do want to be here. Monika's voice trails off rather shyly. It's like she wants to say something, but she's having trouble getting it out. It's fine, Monika. Anyways, about that drink. Is coffee fine with you? That'd be perfect, thanks! That seems to lift her spirit. I then proceed to make my way to the kitchen. It isn't too long till I've finished up our drinks. As I leave them on the counter, I glance over at Monika. She's prepping the files for the pamphlets. I call over to her. Coffee is ready! I'll just get the printer. Thanks, Jasmine! I quickly rush upstairs. After some digging in my closet, I finally find the relatively dusty machine. I start to dust it off with a dirty towel, all the while hoping the damn thing still works. I've not had to use it since second year, and even then it didn't see a frequent use. I'm certain there's still ink in there from before. But what if it's dry? I know that was like a very huge problem with my printer. As I go to carry the printer downstairs, my ears are introduced to a unusually frustrated Monika. Damn it! I lift the printer on my bed and quickly head downstairs. What's the problem? Problem's more like... bloody thing froze on me! Then it died. And to top it off, I forgot my charger. Judging by her tone, she's trying to put a more light-hearted spin on her situation. Her expression, however, tells an entirely different story. Taking a sip of my coffee, a thought pops into my head. If you've got the files backed up on a USB, we could easily print them upstairs. Monika giggles. This isn't just employed to get me into your bedroom, is it, Jasmine? My face once again goes Coco Demon Red. No, it's not! Aside from Natsuki's comment the other day about me and Monika making club members, I don't think I've ever been this embarrassed. Monika bursts into laughter. Oh my god! Your face is a picture right now! More teasing. Lovely. I'm only messing with you, you know that, right? I nod. I know. I just never took you for the teasing type. You do look cute when you're flustered. What was that? Nothing. Let's just go upstairs. Monika dismisses my question quickly as we make our way up. Once in my room, I ask Monika for her USB. She passes it to me and I start to load the file and hook up the printer. The case, okay. Whilst I'm doing all that, Monika sits on my bed simply looking around. Your room's much cleaner than I thought it'd be. I do clean pretty regularly. Plus, it'd be kind of rude not to, because obviously you were coming over. That sounded better in my head. You're very considerate. I sheepishly smile back at her. Also, I've got the file up. It looks really professional, but my section is still blank. My voice trails off. Sorry, I forgot to send something over. You don't have to apologize. If you want, you can quickly type up one of your poems. Or we could find one online together. No pressure. I give the choice some thought. I decide to get my notebook out of my bag and flick through the pages. My gaze then fixates on the poem Horizon. I was already wondering if they were gonna go do that. That seemed to be received pretty well, so I decide to type that. Once finished, I save the file just in case my computer decides to act up. I glance up at Monika and our eyes fixate on each other for a moment. She suddenly averts her eyes with a noticeable red tint to her face. I can't explain it, but there's this sort of tense feeling when it's just the two of us. It's not a bad feeling at all. It feels more romantic, I suppose. So, how many copies are we gonna need? I mean, the main document itself is 6 pages. And there's 24 desks in the club room. She thinks for a bit. That means about 144. I'll just print 150 just to be sure. That should be enough. I set up the document for printing. It starts quite smoothly. Eventually, however, it soon starts to stall. An instant I slap the machine twice. Come on. Another pair of hits. Work, damn it! This is hopeless. Monika sighs deeply. What? I turn to face her, genuinely perplexed. Did I just say that out loud? Sorry. We can barely look into each other's eyes for a few minutes. The room is silent, aside from the fans of my computer and the whirring of the printer. The sound soon stops and the printer beeps. I look at the small LCD display. Out of ink. Fucking great. As before, Monika knows my frustration and her own expression seems to almost match it. The look in her eyes, however, carries the feeling of everything's gone wrong. I get up from my desk. Hey, I'm just gonna get some water. Before I can step off the door, I hear Monika shoot up from my bed and she clings tightly to me, holding her head against my chest. Monika? I fall silent as Monika's glassy eyes focus on mine. Sorry, it's just been that I've been so stressed about the festival. I just really want to get it right. To my shock, Monika started to cry, but I'm still able to make out her words clearly. She's been working hard for the festival, probably a bit too hard, some would say. I'd hate to see all of this work go to waste. It takes me a while, but I soon wrap my arms around her in return. Again, I don't know how she's going to react to it, but at the same time, it just feels right. Monika's once hastened breathing starts to slow. She emits a short yet comfortable hum as she closes her eyes. Her hugs are warm and slightly relaxing, although I'm not entirely sure if that last part applies more to her than it does to me. I've taken notice that her shoulders have loosened a bit and her breathing has returned to a steady pace. Do you want to head out for a bit of fresh... accurate stammering. Do you want to head out front for a bit of some... Do you want to head out for a bit for some fresh air? Money pulls away from me, her arms still wrapped loosely around my waist. I think that'd be good for me. Thanks. She then unwraps her arms and we head outside. Once we're outside, Monika exhaled loudly in relief. You okay? Yeah. She soon sighs. Sorry for freaking out back there. Monika, you don't need to apologize. But I'm just letting the smallest things get to me. Monika looks me deep in the eyes. I really want to get this right. I know you do, but... I stop as I try to think of how best to word this. It's taking a toll on you, that much is obvious. And honestly, I don't want to see you beat yourself up over things you can't control. There's a bit of silence. You're gonna make the best... You're gonna make the event great regardless of what happens. I promise that. Thanks. There's a bit more silence between us. It's a silence full of understanding. An idea then pops into my head. How about we go to the library and get them printed there? That sounds like a good idea. Monika beams at me. I start to step back inside. Let me get my jacket. I quickly rush upstairs and pick out the first jacket I can find. My usual black leather pleather jacket. I'm still surprised at how good of a condition it's in. I fetch my wallet. Can't really get this sorted out without my member card. A thought crosses my head, but I instantly suppress it. No, that'd be awkward. This isn't a... Jasmine, Jasmine, you okay? You okay up there? Monika calls to from downstairs. Yeah. I then head back downstairs. Monika's waiting for me with both a smile and slightly red cheeks. You ready to go? I return her smile. She nods and we head off. The walk to the library is a mostly quiet one, aside from some small talk. The silence in between those brief moments of conversation isn't as awkward as I worried it would be. To the contrary, it's honestly quite comforting. At the corner of my eye, I can notice Monika taking small glances at me, but I don't bring attention to it for the sake of keeping the comforting atmosphere from shifting. We soon make it to the library and enter, searching for the nearest computer, which thankfully doesn't take us long. I take a seat and start logging in, whilst Monika takes a seat between me and a nearby window. As I'm preparing the file to print the pamphlets, I realize that I can't remember how many sheets Monika said we'd need. Hey, how many sheets did you say we'd... My voice comes to a halt as I look over at Monika. She's gazing out the window, seemingly lost in a daydream. Oh. My eyes then follow... My eyes then follow down her arm and discover that she's resting her head... Wait. She's resting her hand on my thigh! Without a word or a second thought, I gently rest my hand on top of hers and smile gently to myself. After a minute like this, Monika looks back at me and returns my smile, not even noticing that our hands are touching. Maybe she was fully aware of what she was doing. What were you asking again? Not once does that smile leave her radiant face. I just wanted to ask how many sheets we'd need. I kind of forgot. Well, Her eyes flick downwards, and she finally notices our hands. We retract our hands and look away from each other, blushing profusely. Sorry, I just spaced out. Her delivery does carry the certainty she was trying to give off. Monika, it's fine. Besides, isn't spacing out supposed to be my job? Sometimes I've got to fill in for you in that department. She giggles cutely. Oh, and you said you were printing 150. I nod as I begin the process. Given the sheer amount of paper needed, the printing process takes a good few minutes. Whilst we wait, both Monika and I make timid, flustered glances at each other. Before all the pages are printed, I decide to buy a cheap folder to keep them all together. Once we have everything sorted, we make our way out back onto the street. So why did I have a problem with that? It's a simple sentence. It isn't too long till my stomach rumbles. Maybe I should have had a little bit of more for breakfast. Hey Monika? Yeah? I'm feeling kinda hungry. Do you mind if we find somewhere to eat? Of course I don't mind. In fact, I know a place that's pretty close by. In that case, you lead the way. As long as it isn't like this thing that Sayori suggested. Suggested the opposite of suggested. After a relatively short walk, we find ourselves in a cafe. The radio plays a soft tune and the atmosphere itself seems quite cozy. Monika's sure got a good eye for places like this. We seat ourselves at a booth near the main window of the place. My eyes scan the menu. The prices seem pretty standard. Nothing too cheap, nothing overly expensive. See anything you like? I'll probably get the chicken and white rice. I know, I'm basic as hell. For some reason, that seems to get a chuckle from Monika. Oh, Jasmine! There are a lot of things, but basic certainly isn't one of them. Monika gazes out the window, a sly smile forming on her lips. A moment passes in silence, a silence only broken by the sounds of the kitchen and radio. Do you want to come with me to order? So, do you want to come over with me to order? Of course! We go up to the counter together and order our food. Monika ended up ordering a salad. I was insistent on paying, something that she was ready to protest until realizing that I was the only one of us that had brought any money. The look on her face suggests she doesn't mind it though. We return to the booth and begin the wait. The pair of us start a more lively conversation during the wait. We're not going from the festival and music to what we'd been up to since the second year. All of it seems like a mere nostalgic reminiscing until... You know, Jasmine, I've missed talking to you like this. Honestly, I have too. Like, we've got more in common than I'd realized. Monika's cheeks adopt a red haze that fades as quickly as it had appeared. Maybe there is more to it than that. She whispers, but I'm able to hear what she says. I look down and notice that her hands are touching once again. However, upon looking up, Monika's gaze meets mine. Unlike when this happened back at the library, she appears fully aware of what she's doing. Monika? Jasmine? Her certain tones silence me. My heart is pounding harder than ever before. Her face fills my vision, and the one thing I can focus on are her eyes. There's something I've wanted to tell you. For a while now. She moves to interlock my fingers with her own. Her touch is warm. Despite the growing blush on her face, her confidence doesn't falter. Is this really happening? It's been something I've been holding for a while. It wasn't until recently that I discovered that it never left me. I slightly tighten my grip on her hand. A smile forms across my lips, merely masking how much I'm internally freaking out. I'm listening. Monika giggles cutely. God, it feels like something out of a cheesy movie. She pauses and averts her gaze, if only for a moment. Well, the truth is that Monika is then suddenly cut short by some knocks on the window, followed by two distinct familiar voices. The pair of us look to the glass, and to my surprise, it's Sayori and Natsuki. I can't clearly make out what either of them are saying, but they quickly started going towards the cafe entrance. On instinct, both Monika and I retract our hands, and our eyes avert away from one another's. I'm sure we'll get there.
Hey, you two!
Sayori's the first to come over. She smiles at us both before taking a seat next to me. I knew there was another reason why you wanted to help Monika, Jasmine. Natsuki comes in soon after and takes a seat next to Monika. You're way too predictable. No, it's not. I'm at a loss for words. What are you two doing here anyways?
I can ask you the same thing!
Natsuki pouts in frustration.
We ran out of some of the ingredients we needed and decided to get them. Then I got hungry.
It's good seeing you're back to your usual self.
Then we went past here and we saw you and Monika holding hands.
Sayori stops herself as she notices Monika, who hasn't said a word since either of them joined us.
You okay, Monika?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just gotta use the bathroom 1 sec. Monika hurriedly gets up and excuses herself before rushing over to the cafe's restroom. From the quick glance I got off her face, she looked utterly embarrassed. My mind replays what she was saying before she was cut off. She was about to say love. She can't have been trying to. Oh my god. She was, wasn't she? My voice turns into a grumble as I place my hands over my face in my own embarrassment. The memories of everything that led up to this moment swirl around in my head. Fuck, it seems so obvious now. Why didn't I notice it sooner? I really am dense, aren't I?
Jasmine?
I mean, in his case, there appears to be some sort of more sad past. Sayori's voice sends my hand slowly back to the table, but I stay silent. Yeah? My eyes start nervously between Natsuki and Sayori. Sorry. Whilst Natsuki looks like she's wondering what drugs I'm on, Sayori gives me a knowing, slightly regretful smile. Almost like she's realized what was going on. Jasmine? Natsuki's tone reaffirms her confusion. Sayori glances at her, only adding to it. Sayori, what the hell's going on? Sayori stands up and quickly goes over to Natsuki and starts whispering. Judging by her expression, she seems to be relaying everything about me and Monika. Better her saying it than me struggling to get it out. Nat's expression shifts from ones that say I knew it to ones of utter disbelief. After Sayori finishes, she sits back down next to me and Natsuki has a moment before she looks straight at me.
Was she really gonna...
Her voice trails off as I nod, silently confirming what she'd just been told. She sighs. I know I tease you a lot about that, but if I knew that was going on, I'm sorry. Natsuki, it's fine. The blush doesn't leave my cheeks. I had no idea that she... Sayori pats me on the back.
Hey, if you don't want to make a big deal out of this, that's okay.
Natsuki nods in agreement, her eyes still seemingly full of regret. She's honestly got nothing to be sorry about. It's not like she was meant to know that what Monika was going to ask. I sure as hell didn't expect it. The tense silence is then broken by Monika coming back to join us. Sorry I took so long. Monika takes a seat next to Natsuki. Oh, so Yuri, how did the prep with Yuri go? Monika's demeanor has completely shifted from when we'd last seen her. It almost feels like she's trying to put aside what happened as to not make the situation awkward.
It was great! I promised her I wouldn't spoil anything, but we think you guys are gonna love it!
In that case, I look forward to it. As do I! Natsuki opts for a wide, toothy grin instead of words. Sayori and Natsuki didn't stay for much longer. They left not long after mine and Monika's food arrived. My best guess is that they decided to eat somewhere else. Either that or they thought it'd be best to give us some time alone. Of course, I'm not complaining. More time with Monika is always welcome. Especially with food as good as this. Monika and I spent a little bit longer in town than either of us had planned. Again, couldn't complain about spending more time with her. But yet, she seemed a bit more relaxed in aftermath of her seeming failed confession. She didn't bring it up, and for her sake, neither did I. I'm just waiting for her to come out while she collects her belongings. I'd also handed her the folder with the sheets in, as she said she'd assembled them when she got back. In time, she comes out. Got everything? Yep. Thanks for the day. I really enjoyed myself. Aside from a few hiccups, I think we made a good team. It's no worry. If you want to have another day, if you ever want to have another day like this, you can always. I stopped myself at the realization of what I'm saying. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that I enjoyed myself too. Oh, Jasmine. She then steps closer to me. I might take you up on that offer. Deciding to seize the moment before she can, I run my hands down Monika's arm and gently squeeze her hands in my own. She giggles at the feeling. I was wondering. I feel Monika's grasp closing tightly, yet gently on my hands. After our event's finished, would you like to spend some time at the festival? Not what I really wanted to ask, but I guess it'll suffice. For the second thought, Monika gives my hands another squeeze and gets on her tiptoes. Her smile seems brighter when she's this close. I'd love to. After saying that, Monika takes a step back, presumably trying to avoid our faces getting too close. Part of me thinks she wouldn't mind that though. To be completely honest, I wouldn't mind either. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow! After that, Monika starts to walk back home whilst I retreat back to the warmth of mine. I hang my jacket by the door and then slump on the couch. What a bloody day. I sigh to myself, a sigh that's a mix of exhaustion and slightly suppressed excitement. Out of everyone that may have liked me like that, I never would have expected Monika to be one of them. And in all fairness, I think part of her might know I like her too. Honestly, I've not been the most subtle with concealing that. Who knows? We'll have more time together at the festival tomorrow. Could something happen between us? Guess I just have to wait and see. Monika's bedroom, 2 hours later. My heart's pounding. Part of me regrets not being able to tell Jasmine how I truly feel. But at the same time, maybe today wasn't the right time. Maybe I'll tell him after the festival. I really hope it goes well. I felt like that was... I mean, okay. I felt like it would have worked without the scene just fine.